Choosing and creating timelines. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. You have an ability within you to project your consciousness to a timeline that you want to investigate before bringing your physical self to it. You are doing this without realizing that you are doing it, but now is the time for you to begin to do it consciously. You want to be in control of which timeline you are choosing, and you are capable of making that decision for yourself consciously. Your higher selves and your oversouls know this now. So you're going to be encouraged to project your consciousness onto several different timelines to investigate for yourself what lies ahead on those particular timelines. More importantly, you are going to be able to tell by how you feel whether you want to align with them or not. Now, the data that you bring back with you after each one of these projections can and will be used to create new timelines, because that is what you are here to do. You are not here to just choose from the options available to you. You are also here to take from your experiences that which pleases you and excites you. And then you are to create new experiences, new opportunities, and of course, new timelines. You are doing this for everyone, as each new timeline is available to all of you. So how do you do it consciously then? How do you project your consciousness onto a timeline and explore it? First of all, recognize that these timelines exist as probabilities all around you. See if you begin by stretching your consciousness, as we have already discussed. Then you can move to the next level of this consciousness journey, by taking your consciousness into one of these probabilities. See them as portals that exist all around you, portals that you can travel down, get a glimpse of what they contain, and then come back from. This is the new way that you create your reality. Choose the timeline whose vibration you want to experience most of the time, and know that you will continue to have opportunities to choose again, and again, and again. Accessing infinite resources. You have brought yourselves to a point in your evolution where you can take what you are given and do so much more with it. You are no longer dependent upon resources coming from outside of you in order to get where you want to go. You have a direct connection to the part of yourself that is most creative. Therefore, no matter what your resources are right now, you can get to where you want to go and you can live the life you want to live. This is a new challenge for you. Many of you are waiting for a reevaluation of your currency and a redistribution of resources before you even dare to dream about creating a life that you want to create. But as you are awakened beings who understand that you create your reality, you must recognize that you have access to so much more than just physical resources. When you take into account that everything in your world, every physical object is a symbol and nothing more, then you can grant yourselves access to the keys to the kingdom. The feeling that you want to have is the key, and when you realize this, you also free yourself up from whatever the conditions are of your current life. Here's what we suggest. Put yourself in a comfortable and a relaxed position at least once a day. Then take into consideration something that you want to be living in your life. Feel the vibration of that which you want to be living, and then open your heart to access the stream of source energy that comes to you from your heart center. Use that energy to create the experience you want to be feeling. Let yourself have the experience now. Don't wait. Don't even wait for what you have created to come to you before you start living it, experientially, because you have so much more access now than you have ever had before to the creative energy of Source. Shifting out of survival mode. You are approaching a very pivotal point in your human history. You are moving from a time of knowing yourselves as the ones who operate from survival mode to the ones who create an entire world and an entire new universe. The theme of survival has been present on planet Earth since the very beginning. You have known yourselves as mortal beings, and you have known yourselves as those who needed certain natural resources to live. You have known yourselves as temporary visitors to your planet, and now you are shifting to becoming the ones who will create whatever they need, and more importantly, whatever they desire. The times in which you have experienced death and loss in your past lives have been a big part of this experience of shifting. Because in order for you to move past survival mode, you need to face all of the trauma and tragedy of loss of life from your previous lifetimes. Many of you have faced those fears head-on and have done a wonderful job of integrating those aspects of yourself. Once you recognize that you are whole now, and that you have always been, you will shed the fear of death completely, and you will no longer need it. As you shift to the fifth dimension, you will become the creators of yourself as well, and you can create yourselves to be whatever you want to be. There will be no need for death in order to start over to become something new. You will create, and you will recreate, and you will not need to think about survival anymore. That shift alone is worth everything that you've endured along this path, but there is so much more that can open itself up to you when you no longer need to think about your need for survival. You are the changemakers. You have listened and you have received, and you have opened yourself up to so much information, and many of you are waiting and wondering, because so much has been spoken and written about, and yet very little has changed on planet Earth. There have been promises that have been made about changes and new systems of government, new economics, and a complete lack of borders. And you listen, and you read, and you wait. We suggest that you don't wait any longer for the changes to occur. Instead, we invite you to usher in those changes yourself by creating for yourselves that which you want to experience. We are not suggesting that you all drop out of society altogether, but what we are suggesting is that you begin to live as though the changes have already taken place. Stop giving your attention to leaders in government, politicians. Stop pretending that they have control and power over you. Do not believe for a second that you all need to do is vote and write people in. The changes begin with you. You are the changemakers. You are the ones who believe us when we talk about a new earth, when we talk about peace, harmony, equality. You know that everyone on planet Earth can be properly fed, clothed, and housed easily. When you let go of your resistance to the way things have been and the way things are, and you do more than just believe, that's when you will see the change occurring. And that's when you will become the powerful versions of yourself that you have always knew you would be in this lifetime. Take back your power. Empower yourselves and start making the changes happen from within yourselves and from within your communities. Reality Creation 101. It is a perfect time for all of you to stand on your own 2 feet and look out into this universe, claiming it as your creation. We also suggest that you see the universe as a projection of your consciousness that is also colored by the lens of your perception of it. We know that you have heard about these truths before, but what you may not have considered is which aspect of you has been doing the creating of your reality. And you may also be unclear about how much of the circumstances that you have been living were predetermined by your prior to your birth. It is true that when the ego gets a hold of this information, it wants what it wants. Like a kid in a candy store, the ego runs wild and sets out to create everything that it's ever wanted. And that approach to creating your reality does serve you. That is why that information is given to the ego, but what you really want to do, what you really want to demonstrate to yourself is your ability to create your experience of reality in the way that you want to create it. Everything is about your perception of it and what you are willing to make out of it. Given your circumstance, how can you shift your perception of reality right now to actually change it? You are changing your experience of it and therefore creating it. Now, your higher self has been the aspect of you that has been creating your reality, at times in conjunction with the ego and at times in spite of it. What can you do then to create your reality in the truest and fullest meaning of that statement? You can merge your ego with your higher self, and you can become the reality you are creating. When you see yourself in a state of oneness, you truly have everything that you, on all levels of your being, could ever desire. The higher mind. It is a wonderful time for you to assess the degree to which you are willing to surrender to the unknown. What you are stepping into as you ascend is letting go of control. You are, in a sense, leaving the physical mind behind. And as you know, the physical mind likes to know everything. The higher mind is not concerned with knowing everything, including the past and the future. The higher mind is essential for helping you choose between all of the many options that you have before you, but you will not be coming to a time when you will ever need to know more than what is right in front of you. You are creating and then experiencing, but you are not going to be creating from the known. And so you will need to give up control and embrace the vibrational truth of what you are moving towards. If you attempt to micromanage your creations, you will feel frustration. You will know what it is like to be truly limited, and you will eventually throw up your arms in despair. When you step into a creation of your own, you must be willing to trust yourself. You must be willing to trust in your ability to offer vibration. You must be willing to trust in this universe and its ability to deliver you something that you've never seen or known about before. Letting go and surrendering control are truly liberating acts of freedom. And once you free yourself from the confines of the physical mind and the known, you will open yourself to the experience as it will blow you away. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you.